Hey, thanks for joining us. You know, we are talking a lot about the culture wars and how divided our nation is and how the church should respond. And too many times we make the mistake of trying to beat people at their own game. I tell you this story all the time. Everybody says, well, you have to fight fire with fire. I have never seen a fire fought with fire. I was a chaplain for the Brentwood Fire Department. When we would go on a call, they would not roll up to the burning house and set the two houses on fire on either side. They wouldn't burn down the houses next to the house on fire. They would pour water on the fire. You fight fire with water. You fight hatred with love. You fight bitterness with compassion. At no time, Paul tells the early church, at no time are we to respond to evil with more evil. Shorthand, the short version of this is, you do not win the culture war by becoming them. Okay? You do not win the culture war by electing more of us than them. You do not win the culture war by passing more laws than they do. You do not win the culture war by becoming them. We win the culture war by being more like Christ. Now, I'm not just giving the standard Baptist preacher answer here. I'm telling you the honest truth. And this is something you won't hear anywhere else because nobody talks about this. Everybody says, well, we got to get so-and-so elected. We got to get these candidates elected. And listen, I grew up with a political family. I love politics. I love discussing them. And I think more of you should run for public office. We need good men and women serving, I can finally get that word out, serving and on city councils and county councils, county commissions, state office, and governors and senators and all of that. We need good people. So hear me encouraging you. But we don't out-hate our enemies and win the war. We don't out-scheme our enemies and win the war. We love our enemies until they become our friends, and we love our friends until they become our brothers and sisters. Now, that is an amazing work of Christ, and Christ is the only one who can do that, but that's the only way to win, to love. Now, what do I mean by love? Now, remember, we talked about love being an active choice. One, I'm going to know that person's name. I'm going to know their story. I'm going to know their family. I'm going to ask how their family is doing. I'm going to ask how they are doing. I'm going to ask how I can help them to become better at who they are and what they do. I'm going to make that choice to love them every time I see them. And I'm going to do it in the power of the risen Christ. We do not win the culture war by becoming more like them. We win the culture war by becoming more like Christ. Now, that is a tough one. So what do you have to do to become more like Christ so you'll be more effective in changing the world as it needs to be changed? How can you be more like Christ so you can love your friends? Yeah, I'm talking about that friend, the one who's impossible to love? Yes, I'm talking about that one. How can you love that friend so they become a brother or sister? We do not win this war by becoming more like them. We win it by becoming more like Christ. That's a tough charge. So I'll give you 60 seconds, and I'll see you next time.